Hello everyone, and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the most recent episode of Pokemon Horizons. Now in this episode, we are coming off of Liko's loss against Grusha for her second terrestrial test. However, we don't have a rematch episode today. Instead, we have the Explorers making their return. And we haven't seen them for a while, so I guess that's why they're bringing them back to do some more of that plot. So, long story short, in the beginning of the episode, Liko, Roy, and Dot end up getting separated as they're walking through the snow. Roy and Dot walk through this path, which they are then separated by Chalice and her Medicham, and then Liko ends up by herself. And from there, she ends up running into Amethio, and they get into a quick battle where Amethio even terrestrializes, even though he really doesn't need to. He just ends up making it that much harder for Liko and Florigato to fight back. But the battle is interrupted by Spinel, who uses his Umbreon, and he uses this weird crystal energy on his Umbreon to make it extremely aggressive, and it even looks like it's in pain. And it ends up defeating Ceruledge, well, not defeating it, but like knocking it back for a while. And then he ends up facing Liko a bit, but he doesn't end up taking it out because Terrapagos actually transforms into its terrestrial form to get this energy off of Umbreon and bring it back to normal. And from there, Spinel ends up fleeing, so Amethio and Liko go after him, but they end up going to this cave, where Spinel of course traps them inside while he gets out free without any issues with his Behem. And so after that, we see that Roy and Dot have finally realized that Liko is missing, and so they end up calling Freed, which, not gonna lie, that did kind of annoy me because I liked that the kids were becoming more independent, so seeing them have to call on Freed was kind of annoying. But I guess in this situation it does make sense because Liko is just straight up lost. They have no idea where she is, so it does make sense to alert Freed what's going on, and it does make sense that his responsibility to try to go and help them. So I guess even though it is kind of annoying, it makes sense. So aside from that, after they call Freed, they decide that they're gonna just go look for her, but they aren't able to because they're interrupted by Coral and Sidian, who go to challenge them. So again, this just seems like a whole big operation by the Explorers to come after the kids. Now, why they're doing this now, I'm not sure, but I guess we'll end up finding out. But the episode does end with Liko and Roy about to get into battle, and also with Amethio and Liko trapped in the cave. And so next episode, we're going to be continuing on from that, seeing how Liko and Amethio, I guess, get out of the cave, seeing what happens with Roy and Dot fighting the Explorers that are attacking them, and I guess seeing how Freed will end up helping in all of this. I'm assuming he's going to go and find Liko and save her. And yeah, it's all really interesting, I will admit. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Explorers, it is interesting seeing all this being brought in now, rather than waiting for after Liko to get a rematch. But I'm guessing all this will lead into her finding a way to defeat Grusha, or even if not defeat him, but to be able to pass his test. So we'll see what ends up happening from there. But you guys can let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, if you're excited to see where this stuff with the Explorers leads. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you!